Greetings to all of you and happy anniversary of the approbation of our constitutional rules. I'm Deacon Musonda Chota, Oblate of Immaculate, and our Father Orun and Brother Elisha Chisanga from Zambia. And in this video, I'm just going to kind of have more information on what the feast that we celebrate means for us as a congregation and as individuals. But before we begin this interview, I'd just like to give it to Father Orun to share more about himself, of who he is and where he comes from.
Thank you, Deacon Musunda, and thank you, Elisha, for having me. Yes, so I am Orun William Rosario, and I'm an Oblate priest. I was born and raised in Bangladesh, and I made my first vows in 1996, and then I was ordained in 2002. And I ministered in Bangladesh and later in Rome in the General House. And currently I am working or serving as one of the formators in our Blessed Maria Borzaga Scholasticate.
Thank you. And just to give us a little bit background of the feast that was celebration, what the approbation is all about. Could you please just help us to give us a history of the feast that we celebrate?
Yeah, thank you. Yes, so February 17 this year will mark the 200th anniversary of the papal approbation of our congregation. And when I look at it, I the thing that I feel is thanksgiving to God for our congregation. And I also feel that any oblates, who made his first vows, are familiar with the history and the significance of our congregation. And we know that after his ordination to priesthood in 1811, St. Eugene started ministering in Aix-en-Provence, and he felt that he needs to reach out to the poor and most abandoned. But as he started his ministry, he also realized that he can't do that work alone. Like Jesus Christ, he called the apostles, he also started feeling that he needed companions. And that's how he started his work. But slowly he realized that he needed a place where they could stay together and then work together. And that's how we see that he bought that old Carmelite convent in Aix-en-Provence, and then he started living together with other oblates. And that's how our congregation actually started in 1816 on 25th of January. And then as time goes, we see that St. Eugene was a man of action. He was not a man of theories. So for him, he did not establish any definite or unchangeable program. And the first official text of the society dates back to January 25th, 1816, the very day the first companions gathered in that Carmelite convent. It was kind of a request for authorization addressed to the Vicar General of Aix, in which we can already discern the main themes of our mission. And if we read the latest book of constitutional rules, there we see the first complete edition of the rules was published in 1818. In that sense, actually, we celebrated 200 years of the constitutional rule in 1818, we can call it. But then slowly it was developed and modifications were done. And we see that in 1821, by the second general chapter, they have added the vow of poverty, which was not initially there. And later the founder himself went to Rome to seek papal approval, and the text underwent only minor changes. by the Cardinals' commission entrusted with its examination. And there we say the most significant change was the theme of the society, which became the congregation of the Missionary Oblates of the Most Holy and Immaculate Virgin Mary. And we know the story that since then we always celebrate that day as the papal approval of our congregation. And we all know that it was approved by not Pope Leo the 14th, but Pope Leo the 12th. And that's how we celebrate this day.
No, thank you very much, Father Orun, for sharing with us like the history of where this anniversary is coming from. Like the approval of the congregation, the church, as recognized by the Holy See and everything. So thank you very much. I'd just like to find out, like, as an oblate, as a missionary, as a priest, what does this anniversary mean to you personally?
Yes, that's a very good question. Yeah. I have to reflect back again. And yeah, the first time when I received this book of rule, when I made my first profession, of course we read it in the novitiate. As you know, we have to read the history, a little bit of constitution book. But over the years, I realized that how beautiful this book is, I believe any organization or any society or any congregation need a kind of a guideline for the way they live, the way they function. And I continually discover the beauty in our book of rules. And it's beautiful because it's a kind of a mini gospel, you can call it. It's a mini gospel. Like nothing is contrary to the gospel, because everything that is found in the gospel, it is beautifully put together. And except the third part, which talks about the governing of the congregation, or that part, administration part, where the other parts are all connected to our life, the way we live and the way our mission should be. So yeah, I would say that one of my spiritual directors once told me that if you follow the gospel and our book of rules, you can never go wrong. So in them we always find hope, joy, strength, and how to persevere. So this is what, in short, I could say. Yeah.
No, thank you very much for taking time to reflect with us and encourage us, like, what the anniversary means to us as a religious, as people who are trying to live the charism of St. Eugene, of spreading the good news to the poor and the most abandoned, and how the Constitution itself stands as a guide of how we do ministry, how we live as brothers in community, and how we go out to share this news of love, this gospel of truth out to the world. So thank you very much for taking time to help us to understand why we celebrate this anniversary and why this day for us is important as Missionary Oblates of Mary Immaculate, but also as a Mardinosian family at large, like how this come together for us and invites us to celebrate and invites us to reflect back from the time that Eugene himself founded the congregation and the vision that he had in mind. So thank you very much for taking time to be with us and explain to us what this feast and anniversary means to us. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Alicia. Thank you, Deacon Musunda. Thank you.